Every day, millions of security cameras record ordinary scenes. People going to work, shopping, walking calmly down the streets. But from time to time, these devices capture something that completely breaks from what's expected. Moments so shocking, mysterious, or unbelievable that they seem straight out of a movie. Situations that no one was prepared to witness, and that perhaps should never have been seen. That's exactly what you're going to see here today. So go ahead and leave your like, click down here on the subscribe button, and let's go! In 2016, an impressive scene recorded by security cameras in a convenience store in the city of Arvada, on the outskirts of Denver, caught the attention of thousands of people because of the speed and composure of a clerk. Rebecca Montano was working normally when a customer entered the establishment holding her baby in her arms. The two were chatting calmly while the employee smiled and interacted with the child. Suddenly, Rebecca realized something was wrong. The mother's face became completely expressionless and her body began to lose steadiness. In a matter of seconds, realizing that the woman was about to faint, the clerk acted on instinct. She pulled the baby from the mother's arms before the customer collapsed to the floor. Soon after, the woman fell unconscious. With the child already safe, Rebecca handed the baby to someone else who was in the store and ran to help, calling emergency services and checking on the customer's condition until the responders arrived. Later reports indicated that the woman may have suffered a seizure or another sudden health episode. Fortunately, both she and the baby were fine. Days later, the mother returned to the store to personally thank the clerk for the quick action that prevented the child from also getting hurt in the fall. A professional hired to repair the floor in one of a house's bedrooms was caught red-handed stealing some pieces of clothing, which generated immense backlash. In the footage captured by the security camera in the crib of one of the residents' daughters, the professional who was in the bedroom to carry out his work shifts his focus, goes to the hamper of dirty clothes, takes a few items, and begins hiding them, in addition to doing something deplorable with one of them. That's exactly what you heard, something completely unusual. After all, who in their right mind would steal used items? The parents, upon noticing the scene, saw the risk they were running by having that man inside their home and quickly filed a police report. In addition to the report, the father made a point of showing the situation on the internet to expose the man as well. The case generated immense backlash, ending up on several TV news programs, where the father was able to explain everything. He says he also confronted the professional by phone, and he choked when confronted. After that, he disappeared, and the police began investigating him. A viral video that circulated in October 2023 on the internet showed the moment when a woman tripped on the street and ended up falling into a store in Goiás, Brazil. The footage was captured by the establishment's security camera and drew attention on social media precisely for showing the fall clearly, generating buzz and even being aired on the midday news on TV Serra Dourada. In the video, it is possible to see the woman, wearing green clothes, crossing a street near the entrance to the business and losing her balance, which causes her to trip unexpectedly and fall directly into the store, surprising the employees. The scene, although it does not appear to have caused serious injuries, drew attention for the unusual moment and for the way she fell right into a women's clothing store, which is why it was shared and commented on. A curious scene was recorded by the security camera of a highway, which caught a man, let's say, regretful about a robbery, upon realizing that things could end up not very good for his side. In the recording, he walks along the shoulder of the highway when he notices a motorcyclist at the spot, bent down, trying to solve the problem he was having with his motorcycle. Looking closely, he also notices that the motorcyclist's wallet was sticking out of his pocket and, intending to steal it, he approaches and pulls it out without the other noticing. However, when he stands up and looks to the side, he notices the security camera that was recording everything that was happening there. From thief, he quickly became honest. Thanks to the presence of the camera, and precisely for that reason, the recording began to spread among internet users, who highlighted the man's nerve. In January 2024, a shocking video recorded by a security camera in a building in Queens, New York City, showed the moment a mother fought a man down 4 flights of stairs after he tried to kidnap her 18-year-old daughter. The incident happened around 9 o'clock in the morning on January 23rd, when Adriana Alvarez's daughter was entering the building after walking the dog. A 25-year-old man, later identified by police as George Vasiliu, emerged from a hidden spot and grabbed the young woman from behind, trying to drag her down the hallway and the stairs. cameras. Hearing her daughter's screams, Adriana quickly left her apartment and ran after the attacker, confronting him on the stair flights as she tried to stop him from taking the young woman. The struggle was intense and moved through several floors. During the rescue attempt, Adriana ended up being hit with pepper spray and suffered several blows, leaving her injured. The video captured by the camera showed her determination to protect her daughter at any cost, chasing the suspect down the building's 4 flights of stairs. The situation only ended when a neighbor, hearing the commotion, came out to help and managed to restrain the suspect until the police arrived, arresting him after he tried to flee. After his arrest, George Vasiliu was charged with several crimes, including attempted kidnapping, violating a restraining order that already existed against him, and other charges related to the attack. The case involving Alicia Keating happened in 2013 and gained major attention in the United States due to the level of tension and desperation experienced inside a Walmart store in the city of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Alicia was shopping with her 2 young daughters when, suddenly, a man approached and took her youngest daughter from the cart. The suspect, later identified as Sammy Wallace, began holding her hostage inside the store. The situation quickly turned into a scene of panic. Alicia became desperate, screaming and begging for her daughter's life while the man made demands and showed unstable behavior. Customers and employees were terrified, and the police were called immediately. When officers arrived at the scene, they began an attempt at negotiation that lasted several minutes. The atmosphere was extremely tense because any sudden movement could put the baby's life at risk. According to reports at the time, the kidnapper began a countdown. Faced with the clear and immediate threat, one of the police officers decided to act to neutralize the attacker. A shot was fired, hitting the man, who died at the scene. The child was rescued without serious injuries, which was considered a true miracle given the severity of the situation. In March of 2024, a shocking case rattled residents of the state of Texas in the United States when a 59-year-old woman was brutally attacked by 2 children in a residential area in Harris County in the Houston region. The attack happened on the 23rd of March while the victim was inside her own garage, a moment that should have been one of peace and safety. According to authorities, the suspects were 2 young boys. They allegedly broke into the space and attacked the woman, leaving her seriously injured. The victim was assisted and rushed to a hospital in the area, where she remained in critical condition after the attack. The level of violence surprised even investigators, mainly because of the young age of those involved. Part of the assault was recorded by security cameras from nearby homes. The footage, which showed portions of the movement and the moment of the attack, quickly began to circulate on social media, causing outrage and shock. A widely circulated surveillance video in the United States showed the unusual moment when a police officer happened to walk into an armed robbery that was taking place inside a 7-Eleven convenience store in West Covina. The video shows that a man identified as Ramon Gonzalez, 48 years old, entered the establishment and, already at the register, pulled out a firearm and demanded that the clerk put money into a plastic bag, thus attempting to carry out a robbery while keeping the cashier under threat. At the exact moment the criminal was taking money from the register, about $400 in cash, Sergeant Hernandez entered the store, initially unaware that a crime was underway. Realizing that something was wrong and being alerted by the employee about the robbery, Hernandez reacted immediately. He pursued the suspect when he tried to flee the store and caught up with him shortly thereafter, managing to arrest the man and recover the stolen money, including the weapon the suspect was carrying. The criminal was detained and later charged with armed robbery, among other charges related to the incident. The situation drew attention due to the coincidence of the police officer entering the store at the very moment the robbery was unfolding, which resulted in a swift intervention that prevented the suspect from escaping with the money and potentially putting other people at risk. A security camera at a location recorded the moment when a completely clumsy thief tried to steal a motorcycle with absolute audacity. The footage shows some people gathered at the place during the day when a man quietly approaches, heads toward a motorcycle that was parked a little further ahead, and gets on the vehicle to try to steal it with absolute audacity. As he does this, the people around quickly notice and are left confused. He then becomes the center of attention and tries to flee with the motorcycle, but shows that he has no skill whatsoever on the vehicle, falling in the middle of the street and soon being surrounded by the people who keep him trapped there. His clueless and clumsy attitude was crucial for the theft not to be successful, and in this way, for him to be caught. In the winter of 2003, one of the most talked about stories emerged about alleged supernatural phenomena at Hampton Court Palace, an old royal palace located in southwest London. According to reports that circulated widely in the media and in paranormal story records, the palace's security team was called on 3 consecutive days to deal with the same mystery involving a fire door near Clock Court, an internal area of the palace known for its historical value and, according to some, also for activities considered haunted. On the first day, CCTV footage showed the heavy fire door opening with great force, without any visible person nearby or any apparent reason for it. On the second day, something even stranger happened. In addition to the door opening in the same way, a ghostly-looking figure wearing period clothing appeared in the image and was seen closing the door, as if it were there to make sure it stayed that way. On the third day, the door opened again with the same inexplicable force, but this time there was no sign of the mysterious figure. The story gained so much attention that it was reported in various publications and videos about the palace, and the specter captured in the footage even came to be nicknamed by paranormal enthusiasts as Skeletor, due to its peculiar appearance in some recordings. Although some suggest less supernatural explanations, such as the possibility of an employee in historical costume being accidentally seen by the cameras or technical problems, and Hampton Court's official website itself mentions the recording without confirming its origin, to this day there is no definitive explanation that satisfies everyone, and the event continues to fascinate both visitors and fans of ghost stories. A construction professional was caught on the site's security camera, and also by a coworker at the moment he was urinating in a place, let's say, the wrong one. The video shows the exact moment when the employee is carrying a wheelbarrow, approaches a spot where what looks like a pipe is positioned, unzips, and simply urinates into the piping. He seems to think he was alone, but as we saw, his coworker shows up unexpectedly and ends up catching him. Realizing he was being caught, he pretends nothing was happening, gets dressed, and walks away. A widely publicized case in the United States involving an alleged kidnapping at a Walmart in the Atlanta metropolitan area ended up becoming the subject of judicial controversy and accusations of police error. On March 18, 2025, a man identified as Mahendra Patel, 56 years old, was reported to the local police after a customer named Caroline Miller claimed that he had tried to kidnap her son inside the store while she was shopping, initially asking where to find Tylenol. According to the accuser's version, a tug of war allegedly took place between Patel and her over the boy, with Patel supposedly trying to pull the child away from the mother. Based on that allegation, he was charged with attempted kidnapping and assault. He was held without the right to bail. However, Patel's defense challenged these allegations and released surveillance footage from inside the Walmart that, according to his attorney, shows a different scenario. According to the defense, the video shows that Patel only asked Miller where the Tylenol was to buy it for his mother, who was in the shopping cart with 2 children, and at no point does he appear trying to take the child from her in an aggressive way. In a certain portion of the footage, according to the defense, Patel would have approached only to prevent the child from falling after the cart hit a display, and soon afterward he continued looking for the medication, showed the woman where the product was, and even received a sign of approval from her before paying and leaving the store normally. Over time, this defense version began to gain weight, and the authorities ended up reviewing the case. In August of 2025, all criminal proceedings against Patel were dropped, with prosecutors deciding to withdraw the charges, which indicated that the evidence was not sufficient to sustain the attempted kidnapping accusation. Faced with what his attorney described as a misunderstanding and an unjust accusation that would have destroyed his life, he spent several weeks in jail, suffered weight loss, threats, and damage to his reputation. Patel announced plans to sue the city of Acworth, Brazil, seeking compensation for wrongful imprisonment, emotional distress, damage to reputation, and other losses linked to the case. A couple was riding a motorcycle down a street when the man who was riding as the passenger got off to commit a robbery and ended up leaving his accomplice behind. After getting off the motorcycle, he heads toward another motorcycle that was parked, uses a tool to unlock the ignition, and starts the motorcycle to steal it. While he does this, the accomplice waits for him, but he starts the stolen motorcycle and rides off, while the accomplice was left behind trying to start her motorcycle, which had stalled and would not start. Meanwhile, the owner of the motorcycle arrives at the scene and, with the help of friends, confronts the woman and restrains her. She is taken to the residence where they were to wait for the police to arrive. Her arrest was important to extract information about the accomplice who had committed the robbery. According to some information, thanks to the woman who revealed the accomplice's identity, he was found, and the motorcycle was recovered. security camera in a hallway recorded a strange movement with the fall of an object that didn't have many explanations. The footage shows the place calm with nothing happening until, suddenly, an object that was attached to the window collapses and falls hard onto the floor. The incident becomes curious because there is no external interference for the object to have been knocked down. After watching the unusual scene, the site's security guard was startled and decided to share it on the internet, where various theories were created about supernatural presences or even the famous Poltergeist ghost, which manifests by knocking down objects and making noises.
Don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.